Hi, I'm Daniel, and today I'm going to show you a wonderful, cool new feature in 2Sexy2104. So what's it about? We usually have an HTML editor, a rich text editor, whatever you want to call it, WYSIWYG, and of course it has the functionality to also manually edit HTML. Now, in the times of ChatGPT, all our content editors are suddenly becoming software developers, and they're introducing HTML in surprising places. So it slowly becomes a point where we want to discourage that and actively discourage it. And the default behavior is as follows. If you're looking at my screen right now, you can see that there's a rich text editor here. And the default behavior is that the Edit HTML button is not available in compact mode. But if I go up into the full screen mode, I will get that option to edit the HTML and I can do something. And this applies to everything. Now, what we've done is two things. First of all, we've introduced the feature that a super user, typically called host, is able to always get the HTML button if he needs it. This is because of the feature that's going to come in a moment. So at the moment, if you enter debug mode, which requires that you are super user and that you know the keyboard shortcut, which is Control-Alt-Shift and a click anywhere on the screen, then suddenly you will get the source code button in all rich text editors. So that's the first pretty cool new feature. And the second thing we did is we made sure that you can actually disable it by default, because so far you could always disable it by field. So let me go to the content type, to the fields, and this is the WYSIWYG field. And at the moment you could always have gone in and said, okay, no, HTML source is always enabled, always disabled. Of course, if you would have to do this everywhere, this would be very cumbersome and error prone. You would forget to do it. So what we've introduced is global settings to make this possible. Note, by the way, that even if you set it to always disable, the super user can now still use the keyboard shortcut and get what he needs. Now, let me show you how to change the global configuration. We're going to go to the app, and at the moment, let's assume all I want to do is change the setting for the current app. So not globally. I could also go to the site settings and there make the same change and have it apply to all apps, which is probably what you're going to want to do. But just for this demo, I'm going to go to the settings, and this just looks a little funny because I'm in debug mode, but basically the new thing we have here is this section for the input fields. I'm going to add a new configuration here, and basically I'm just going to save it. This is now a new input fields configuration, and in here I can, let's assume you haven't made any configurations yet, say plus, and now I can configure the WYSIWYG. As you might see as well, we have anticipated that someday we might have an option to change the rich text editor. But for now, let's go in there and say it's always disabled. So that's a completely new feature. I'm going to save this now. And what you're going to see now is that if I go back to the data and I create a new content type WYSIWYG and I'm not in debug mode, it will also not appear here. Previously it did. So what did we just see? Basically, you are now able to set a default per app or on the whole site or on the whole system, whether the rich text button is available by default or not. That's just the default. Each field could still, in edge cases, override this. And number two, no matter what, the super user can now, using the debug mode, still make sure that he gets that button for any advanced changes. So, Daniel Mettler, 2Sexy, thanks for watching.